I'm taking off again. President's tense. Big white house. Big white fence. The industry fake. I can't get involved. These niggas capping. Haven't even seen the shit that I saw.
Wow. That looks so sus. What the hell is that? Oh. It's early for me, really early for me, especially doing reactions this early. I was passed out. I was asleep when Mr. Nightmare posted this video. So I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to wake up. I'm trying to, you feel me? Because, yeah, I'm not all the way here right now. So if any red flags go over my head, you know why. Sup, doe, woes. I'm sorry. You ever just wake up and just do that? You just lay there, or like you sit there, you just, oh God. Alright, sup, I already said that. Delivery app horror story. So like DoorDash.
For a very brief 2 months, I worked as a delivery driver for the app DoorDash.
Oh, yeah.
It was to make some quick money on the side on the weekends.
Okay.
I live in a suburb of Nevada, so deliveries are usually quick and close.
Right.
Someone made a big order to a local burger joint, and I accepted the delivery.
Okay.
When the food was finished, I loaded it into my car and checked the destination on the app. It was a house across town in a cul-de-sac.
Wow.
I tended to drive quickly over the speed limit to get more deliveries out, aka get more money. When you drive like me, though, you're bound to get into some trouble once in a while.
What you mean?
This time, as I was driving up the block towards the cul-de-sac, I saw the sickening glow of the blue and red lights in my rearview mirror.
Damn.
I pulled to the side and got written a ticket for more money than I'd possibly even make that night.
Jesus.
It was a horrible feeling that I'd spent my night doing deliveries only to end up losing money.
See, that's when you clocking up. Because, see, if you had on some Adidas 27,000s, or if he had an Adidas car, we would have never been in that situation. I'm a good ass driver, you feel me? Like, and I drive stick shift too, so it feels like I'm like a NASCAR driver. I drive like a NASCAR driver. I be in and out, I be swerving, you feel me? But like, I've gotten pulled over, but it wasn't for like speeding or anything. I've gotten like a warning because somebody decided they want to run my tags and be a dick, but they didn't find nothing. So, yeah. And thank God for my cousin, because she taught me how to spot cops, and undercover cops, and the ones that be hiding, the blind spots, like the little hideouts and stuff. She taught me everything I needed to know about how to spot a cop. Thank God for that, because I would have been got a ticket. Jesus. But I'm good though.
Oh, I had to finish this delivery, albeit a bit late now.
You think?
After the cop got back in his car, I drove right down towards the cul-de-sac. I got to the house, ran towards the front door, and knocked really hard since there was apparently no doorbell.
Okay.
As I waited for the door to open, I looked around this dark cul-de-sac. I say dark because there weren't any streetlights.
Okay, just
only
drop
the small amount of light that was given off by the 3 total houses sitting on the street.
Sus!
It was a pretty unusual dead end. Not a nice looking spot by any means.
You're there too long.
The house wasn't exactly the prettiest either.
Hurry up, bro.
The door finally opened, and an average height bald guy opened the door. He had a grayish beard with brown stains in the middle.
Okay.
His body language and way of behaving was immediately weird. Screaming drunk or drug addict.
Or sus.
To top it off, his breath was awful.
Jesus.
He said, "How you doing?" in his loud, obnoxious voice.
Mm.
He told me to come in.
Oh, I'm good. I've never been a delivery driver, but I know some of y'all have, and some of y'all still are, or planning on to. And that's come on. Come on in. No, I'm good. I'm gonna go ahead and stay right here at the foot of the doorstep. Because hella red flags. Hella red flags are out the ass right now, bro. Like, you live in a very sus neighborhood. And why would you live in a cul-de-sac, bro? Come on, bro. And your light is the only light on the block? Come on, bro. And you telling me to come inside. Pause. I'm not, no, you good, play. You good. I'm gonna stay right here. I'm gonna stay. You lucky I got right here at your doorstep. I didn't want to come. I did not want to come at your doorstep. I literally just want to toss it. I would have tossed it and it would have hit your door and then fell. And then you would have heard like a little thump, like a little, wow, not that, but like a little, right? Or like this your door, and I threw like the piece or whatever. I was like, and this is all you would have heard. You would have been like, what? What's that? Open the door. Oh, pizza. But I'm not there because I already hauled ass.
No, it's okay. As I held out his bag of food, waiting for him to grab it so I could leave.
Right.
He said, no, come in, I got something for you.
No, you don't.
I told him, really, it's okay, I need to be on my way.
Yes.
He said something along the lines of not being able to tip me through the app, so he'd have to give me some cash money.
Oh, I'll stay right here.
Against my better judgment, I entered the house with his food still in my hand.
Fuck you.
I heard a car pulling up into the cul-de-sac as I stepped inside. As soon as I cleared the door, the man slammed it shut and told me to follow him to the kitchen.
What?
And to put the food on the table.
Sus.
For some reason, even as uncomfortable as this guy made me, I followed him into his disgusting, messy, smelly kitchen. He went into his basement and told me to wait there in the kitchen. He shut the door, and I heard him stomping down his steps. I stood there feeling awkward, but also nervous. There was a short silence, and I stood there looking at my phone, texting a couple friends about what I was experiencing currently.
Dude, Nick, hey, you need to be texting the police or somebody, like, texting your friends. Like, come on, bruh. Jesus. I forgot what that's called. Vulnerability? I don't know. Like, you're weak or something. Like, I don't know what that's called. Where, like, if I was in your shoes right now, player, like, I forgot what it's called, but if I was in your shoes right now and the dude just kept pressing me to come inside, I kid you not, I would have just stood right there at the foot of the doorstep, talking about he doesn't have the app, so he's gonna have to tip me like cash money. Okay, that's cool. Like, I'm gonna stay right here. Why do I need to be inside, bruh? I'm gonna stay right here at the foot of your doorstep. I may even take a couple footsteps back. Just saying. Why do I need to go inside? I'm gonna stay my ass right here the whole time. I don't know why you went inside. I forgot what that's called though. Like, you're weak, but it's not like I'm lost at words. Like, because obviously the shoes that you have on are weak as hell, but like your mindset, you're not strong. You're not strong. Is it called strong-willed? I don't know. But like, you're hella weak right now, and I guarantee you, if you had on Adidas 15,000s, you would have did the same thing I did. Just saying.
Suddenly, there was a huge crash from down in the basement. It sounded like a big shelf holding a bunch of smaller items toppling over.
Jesus.
Followed by what was a scream for help.
M&M's.
It seemed as though the man was hurt by whatever had fallen down.
That sucks.
I ran to the basement door and opened it.
Wow.
To my surprise, looked down to see nothing but darkness. Not a single light was on. I called down into the basement. You okay?
You're doing too much, bro.
I heard the man moaning in apparent pain in the darkness below. I asked where the light switch was. Instead, he just kept saying help.
Yeah, my ass.
I used the flashlight on my Samsung to start walking down the noisy, creaky stairs.
Wow.
As I got maybe halfway down, the man's moaning sound stopped. It
Mm-mm.
was completely silent.
Nope.
I stopped as I realized how silent it had grown.
Nope. Go back up.
He was still okay.
Go back.
There was no response. Suddenly, I got a really bad feeling in my gut.
Suddenly?
Something wasn't right.
Oh, yeah?
I heard a small cracking sound from in front of the steps, like a pebble being crushed against the concrete floor.
Oh no.
Then there was a loud knocking at the front door upstairs. I turned and ran upstairs to open it.
What?
It was the cop who had pulled me over about 5 minutes ago. He was holding something familiar, 2 folded pieces of paper clipped together, asking me if it was mine. It was, and I grabbed it from him. But I also told him in obvious distress that I thought something strange was going on with this man who I just delivered food to. I told him it sounded like he got injured downstairs, but that it also seemed suspicious. I showed the cop to the basement door, and with his hand on his holster, he called down into the basement. I told him there wasn't a light switch. So he took out his flashlight and started walking down the stairs slowly. I waited at the top of the stairs as he progressed to the bottom step.
Waited my ass. I would have told the police. This is exactly what I would have done. I would have told the police, hey yo, there's an old sus motherfucker, right, that's doing some hella sussish things. Sussish. At the basement. First of all, it's a basement. Right here. At the basement, right? So you go ahead. It looks like you already protected. So you can go ahead. Yeah, no, he's down there. Just no, keep going. You just gotta call out for him because I know what I heard. You know, so you just go. He's down there. You just go down very, 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 very slow, and I can tell that you don't have Adidas on. So I mean, you're clocked. And I'm out. I'm gonna go ahead and let the policeman or police officer go ahead and take care of that situation. I'm already out. Jesus.
And disappeared from my view. I didn't wait too long before hearing a commotion downstairs. The cops seemed to be yelling in response to being attacked.
Oh.
The commotion ended with a gunshot.
Oh, god damn.
And there were cries of pain. Genuine cries this time. The cop called up to me to come help him get the guy upstairs.
Yeah, alright.
He asked me to hold the flashlight as he guided the man who was now cuffed up the stairs. All the while, he was screaming in pain and at the cop. The cop brought him outside and called for an ambulance on his radio. He wanted me to stick around to sign a witness statement.
What?
I stuck around for about half an hour before I left and went home. Who would have thought the same cop who wrote me a ticket would potentially save my life 10 minutes later?
Maybe the cop knew what was up and was trying to protect you. You think about that? Or he could have been in cahoots.
I occasionally do some deliveries for Postmates. Usually late at night after work during the week or on weekends. I use my motorcycle as it allows me to get from point A to point B faster.
Right.
I was delivering some Mexican food to a guy named Ron.
Okay.
It was a 15-minute drive from the burrito place to Ron's address.
15 minutes?
When I got to the listed address, I brought the food up the long driveway and up to the front door.
Okay.
I rang the bell, and an older woman opened the door. I said delivery for Ronnie, but the woman looked confused and said, "There's no Ronnie here."
Okay. Alright, enough said. Alright, cool. Nothing else. You don't gotta say nothing else. Don't say shit else. Alright? That's cool. You have a great night. So I'm gonna go ahead and just bounce. Cause that's hella sus. Hella sus. I've been working at this restaurant for what, 5 years? And each location I've been at was the right location. 5 years. Not once was it what? Not once in my 5 years of working here did I ever get a wrong location. And you're old? Like the house I'm just at right now, you're old. I don't really mess with old people like that. They're already sus. What I say, 60 and up, you sus. Oh God, excuse me. So yeah, so like I said, you have a nice night. Never coming back here again because the second I came here, red flags, senses out the.
I apologized and said I had the wrong house. So I went back to my bike and double-checked the app, making sure I was at the right house. And according to the app, I was.
No, you're not, God.
The house number was 15, just like listed on the app. I figured it was time to call this Ron guy to figure out if he had made a mistake with the address. I used the call feature on the app, but after one ring, it went to voicemail. So I tried texting instead, and within seconds, he replied back. I told him the address he gave me was wrong, and he swiftly said, yeah, sorry about that.
What?
He explained that he didn't actually live here, but that he was chilling with his friend in the preserve across the street from the house listed on the delivery. He requested I come into the nature preserve by the fire and drop it off there. He mentioned he was sorry about this and was planning on leaving a generous tip.
Yeah, alright.
One time before, I did have someone request I drop off their food at a park near their house. So at that moment, it didn't seem like the strangest thing in the world. It was just a slight inconvenience, but one that he'd apparently make up for with the tip. The preserve was gated, but there happened to be an opening leading into it right across the street from the house. I followed the dirt trail until the light post ended, and any further I would be walking into complete darkness. I looked around for the light of the fire, and as a matter of fact, I did see a hint of light coming from the woods. I started making my way over into the increasing darkness of the woods.
You're
into
shitting
the
me.
lit up area.
You're
As I
shitting me.
got closer, I could confirm it was light from the fire. Why were they in the middle of the woods, though? The question of why they were expecting me to bring it to them out there started to ring in my head.
Oh, yeah?
I yelled out Ron's name a few times when I was within yelling distance of the fire. No answer. When I got close enough, I noticed something.
What?
There was no one sitting around that campfire. I asked myself, was that the right fire? But that was a silly question. How many fires could there be on a weeknight in the preserve?
What I'm saying?
I walked a little closer to the fire and noticed a tent behind it. Maybe they were in there. So once again, I yelled Ron's name as I approached the tent. It was zipped up. I tapped on the tent and said Ron's name again. So I finally unzipped the tent and knelt down to look inside.
You doing too much.
I saw someone laying down on their stomach, facing away from me, so that their shoes were only a few inches from my face. They seemed to be asleep. This was getting a bit ridiculous, so I just marked the order as delivered and turned ready to walk away. I didn't even make it a single step before noticing someone standing about 20 feet from me, between two big trees. He called out, "Are you alone?"
What?
"No," I said. "My friend is just over there." The guy asked, "Why aren't you alone?"
What?
I said I do my deliveries with a partner. He asked, "Where's my food?" I was about to tell him I was in the tent, but I felt two hands grab both my legs and tried pulling me down.
Oh my god.
I looked down and saw the arms reaching out from the tent. Ron, presumably the guy who I was just talking to, started charging at me. With only maybe 5 seconds to act, I did manage to escape the grasp of the two hands and run past Ron, if that was even his real name. I don't think he...
That's smart. I just thought about that. If you, like, you doing deliveries, you doing it like with somebody else, like it's two of y'all. You feel me? That's really smart because you don't really know, when you're doing deliveries, what that person, what their intentions are. Right? God forbid, but excuse me, you could do a delivery, go to somebody's house, and they can just abduct you, or they can just like beat you senseless, or they can shoot you, or you don't know. Like, you just don't know what you're getting yourself. That's a risky job. And I feel like delivery drivers should get paid more than what they usually get. I'm just saying, that's a very risky job. Like, you deliver a pizza to somebody's house, they open the door. Only God knows what's gonna happen. You gotta hope and pray that it goes smooth, because it can easily turn south really fast.
Released me after I left the vicinity of the fire. I found my way back to the bike easily, and I drove off without taking a second to look back. I contacted Postmates customer service about it. They told me I should escalate it to the police, as there was nothing they could do.
Oh yeah?
By the time they even responded with that, I didn't even feel up to going through with a police report. I just figured I'd let it go. I got lucky and I was unharmed.
Right.
Still, it taught me one thing. If your instinct tells you to turn and walk away, do it.
Yeah, you should. Adidas can do that for you too. I'm just saying. Heighten your instincts.
For some reason, I never really used any of those food delivery apps until recently, after learning how convenient they are. One night after a late work shift, I didn't have time to make dinner, so I ordered some Chinese food off Postmates. It was originally estimated to be delivered in half an hour, but I waited a lot longer than that. Around the 45-minute mark is when I started getting impatient. I called the Postmate driver, and he picked up after a few rings. I asked him where he was. He asked, "Who is this?" I said, "Tracy, the girl he was delivering food for."
What?
There was a short silence. Then he said, "Oh yes, I'm on my way."
Bullshit.
So I thanked him and hung up.
See.
I sat in my living room with the TV on and basically just played around on my phone, dying for the Postmates driver to just show up already. Just then my phone started vibrating, and knowing that it was likely the Postmates driver calling me, I felt very relieved that the food was probably here at last. I picked up and waited for him to say something. I had to say hello like 4 times before he finally started speaking.
What?
He said he's outside.
I'm
I
confused.
didn't really know how to respond to that, so I said okay and then described my house to him. Then he said something weird. He asked me to come outside to get the food.
I'm good, Nick.
I opened my front door to check if he was there. He wasn't. I asked him where he was as I stepped out onto the front deck. There was another pause.
You're doing too much.
I looked around my whole front yard and didn't see anyone.
Go back inside.
I told him I didn't see him.
Lock everything.
He said, "I see you."
What?
Again, I didn't know how to respond, but the way he said it was just so creepy. The last thing he said before I hung up the phone was, "You look really pretty."
That's disturbing.
At that point, I went inside and slammed my door shut and locked it. I opened the Postmates app, and it said my food was delivered. I didn't know what was going on here, but I was growing increasingly uncomfortable. I shut off all the lights in my house and started looking out each window. I started with the living room windows. Didn't see anyone. Then I checked the dining room windows. Nothing.
I hope everything
Next
is
to the kitchen. Still no one. So I went down to our den, which was by the back door. I hadn't raised the curtain that morning because of work, so I pulled the string to raise it up. Only a little bit. Just enough to peek under to check the backyard. This whole time I was looking out windows. I don't think I actually expected to see someone. But when I looked under the curtain to the den window, I saw a man sitting in my back patio. He wasn't on his phone, he wasn't doing anything. He was just sitting there, as if he were waiting for me.
What?
I lowered the curtain back down.
Well, he gonna be
My
waiting.
phone rang. It was the guy again.
Don't pick it up.
I picked up.
Wow.
He immediately said, "I just saw you at the window."
Jesus.
All I said to him was, "I'm calling the cops," and I hung up. I went back to the living room and called the cops. The man on the phone said an officer would be over shortly. After I hung up, my phone kept ringing. There was the man. I kept rejecting his calls, but he wouldn't stop. Sitting there waiting for the cops was one of the most tense moments of my life. Eventually,
I hope your eye is still on him. I mean, that's cool that the police are coming. That's cool. You know, they're on their way. But your eyes still need to be on this sus motherfucker at all times. Even when the police get here. Watch him. Please. Lock eyes on him until the police get here. And even when the police get here, still keep your eyes on him. You don't know what this motherfucker intentions are. Just saying, bro. Ugh. Excuse me. But, you know what I mean? You clocking up. But keep your eyes on him, please. Just because you call the police don't mean you can let your guard off, let your guard down.
knock at the door, followed by a man shouting police. I jumped off the couch and ran to open the door. I was confused to see not a man in a police uniform, but some man in some dirty street clothes.
What?
With a disturbing smile as soon as we made eye contact.
What the hell?
He opened the storm door and tried to get in, but I pushed the front door hard enough to get it shut and lock it. He didn't bang on the door, he didn't scream anything. I think he simply ran off after that. A few minutes later, the actual police showed up.
Wow.
They searched the property with me.
Wow.
We found the man's phone left on the table in the backyard. The background to the phone was a white guy with a blonde girl, presumably his girlfriend. I know this because the man who was on my stoop was not white, he was Hispanic. I did a little detective work with the cops and came to the conclusion that this man was not originally my Postmates driver, that he had stolen the driver's phone somehow mid-delivery. The police confiscated the phone and left after taking a report. As far as I know, that man never returned to my house, but this was easily the scariest experience of my life.
I bet you kind of want to slow down on them Postmates, those DoorDashes, huh? I wouldn't even do it. And all it takes is one bad experience with anything, and then I'm just done. Same thing with like pig's feet. Like I knew pig's feet was gonna be nasty, but then when I actually tasted it, because the only reason I tasted pig's feet was because my aunt, she made it like at home, and it smelled hella good, right? So I was like, all right, why not? I tasted it. The second I put it in my mouth, pause, it fell right back out. I wasn't having it. I knew I wasn't gonna like it too. That's crazy. But man, I don't know if this world is getting crazier or if it's getting more crazier, because with the whole Postmates and DoorDash and Instacart, I don't know if y'all know what Instacart is, but Instacart is like you're shopping for other people. That makes sense? Like people that can't really shop for themselves or that want to be lazy, you have other people that do it for you. But that's just Postmates, DoorDash, Instacart, and anything delivery wise, you're taking a risk. Like off bucks, you should know that. You know, like it's not safe. You know, you need to keep your guard on high alert. You need to be cautious at all times, especially during the graveyard shift or like during like the night shifts. Cause that, oh man, bro. I wouldn't have a problem with doing delivery. I wouldn't do it personally, but I wouldn't have a problem with the whole idea of delivery if I knew that people, if I knew it was like everybody was just cool, or everybody was just like, you know, like didn't have any bad intentions. I thought I saw some. But nowadays it's like it's getting harder and harder to tell what people's intentions are, because you don't know what's going on in their head. Like I said, like you do that delivery, you go to their doorstep, they open the door, anything can happen, and that's scary. That's why you need Adidas, the best shoe game to haul at. Just saying. Not Nike, not Reebok, not Jordans, damn sure not Vans, not Slides, not nothing. Adidas is the only way to go. Just saying. But yeah, I was about to say something else, but then I lost my train of thought. Anyways, if you all do delivery, no matter what it is or what it's for, please be safe, please be cautious, and know that anything can happen at any given point you're doing a delivery. Anything can happen. So just be on high alert, please. Jesus. Keep it cool, keep it classy, and I love you. Stay happy. My family.